I'm Bill Snow with Living Systems, and I'm here with the owner of Hamilton Pullets, Rob Vanderswag. Rob, how long have you been raising pullets?
Oh, I've been raising pullets 35 years, since the early 90s.
Okay. So how many houses do you have here at this farm?
We have 7 houses on this farm.
In this house here, how many regulators are in this house here?
We have 32 regulators in this house. There's 16. There's 2 floors, 16 on each floor.
So when you heard about the eFLUSH regulator with the solenoid, being able to hook it up automatically, what prompted you to consider purchasing the system?
So I would say one of the biggest challenges we have is labor. And when you have that many houses and that many regulators, we flush, when we start baby chicks, we flush twice a day, every regulator. And we always want to make sure that every regulator is getting flushed, and when they're done flushing, are they getting turned back to operate? And it always made me nervous, so I would come back in and check on the employees to make sure they're doing it right. When I heard that this was coming out, I thought, well, that's a perfect way to fix that. We know they will be getting flushed. We know they will be getting turned back to automatic. And yeah, it's been great.
So when you flush a regulator, how much time does it take to when you flush?
So we spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out how long it takes for the water to get from one end to the other. And for my houses, every house is different size, but for this house, it takes about just under 5 minutes to get fresh water to the back of the house.
Okay.
So each one of these regulators goes for exactly 5 minutes every time we flush. And then we do that twice a day. And then in between time, we have it flush we have a stimulation of 15 seconds just to get the birds to drink.
Okay. So you're having a guy in the front flush 2 times a day. That's 5 minutes for every regulator. It's about 2.5 hours each time you flush. Now you're not having to, he's not having to do that.
Yeah.
So now he's walking flock more.
Yeah, he's got a lot more time to do other stuff that's more important. And
awesome.
That's kind of key. Yeah. I do feel like the first couple of weeks we are getting better livability. They're finding the nipples more and quicker. And
finding the water.
Yes, when we, especially when we start brown chickens, we spend the first 4 or 5 days manually tripping every nipple. Mm-hmm. And that is very time consuming. And these, when they go into stimulation mode, they stimulate that nipple and put a drop on it, and the birds find it so much faster. So that's a huge plus.
Good.
So,
good. What about anything with like sanitation? I know you clean your drinker lines in between flocks, but are you seeing any benefit with not having water stagnant in the lines? Or
so since we're flushing 2 times a day in the beginning and 2 stimulations, and then we carry on flushing 1 time a day through the whole flock, that we will keep the biofilm out of the lines a lot better.
Yeah.
With the manual ones, we would flush for the first 3 to 4 weeks, and then periodically through the rest of the flock. Yeah. Now they flush every day for 5 minutes. And so I feel you're going to keep the lines cleaner.
And this is all set up on a control in your control room?
Yep, and there's many different variables that you can do. We do it 2 flushes and 2 stimulations. We've played around with maybe adding a few stimulations to try to get the birds to drink more when they're younger.
When you say stimulation, is that just like a 15 seconds?
We set ours on 15 seconds.
Okay.
So that we figure that's just enough to force the water down the line and get the nipples to move, and then the birds run towards those nipples. Yeah, as a pullet grower, there's many different things that make the bird better. Water, feed, lighting, the ventilation, but I would say right up there at the top is the water quality. And by using these regulators, we can assure that they get that fresh water every day, twice a day. And the water lines stay clean, keep the bacteria out of them, especially when you're starting baby chicks and it's 93 degrees in there. Bacteria grows really fast, and by getting that fresh water through them that many more times a day, we feel it's a big plus.
Okay.
So,
well, Rob, thanks for letting us come out. I enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no problem. Thank you.